Imagine a typical night at a bar. She gives you a cold glance, indifferent, detached, dismissive. Most men instantly start scrambling, desperately trying to impress her, showering her with predictable compliments and approval-seeking behavior. They beg for her attention, argue with her coldness, and awkwardly try to persuade her they're worthy. The result? Predictable rejection, humiliation, or worse, total invisibility. Now, imagine being the exception. Imagine knowing exactly how to break through her facade without losing your dignity, without begging, and without ever lowering yourself. Welcome to your new reality, the reality of an S-rank lover. First, don't argue with her coldness. Name it. Name it. Never rush to argue with her cold reaction or desperately try to melt her ice with brute force. Calmly name what's happening between you at this very moment. You're not offended or defensive. With steady confidence, you simply say, "You're looking at me like you're still deciding if I'm worth showing your true self." This isn't a trick or tactic. It's a key that's already sitting in the lock, waiting to be turned. But let's be clear. Sometimes she genuinely won't be interested. Not because there's something wrong with you, but because she might crave something simpler, softer, easier to control. And you, my friend, as an S-rank lover, aren't easily tamed. If you feel it's not worth your energy, walk away. Quietly, calmly, and decisively. But if you sense she might be worth the effort, listen closely. Approach her unconventionally. Acknowledge her presence, but never in a way that begs for approval. Drop a comment or compliment casually, as natural as breathing. For example, "You're interesting." Not because you're trying to be, but because you're trying so hard not to be. Even if she doesn't show it immediately, her true feminine nature will begin to battle against her artificial mask of indifference. It's only a matter of time until her ice melts and flows freely. How you use this influence is entirely up to you. Isn't it empowering to wield such influence effortlessly? Because an S-rank lover isn't just someone who knows a few tricks. He's a master of influence who operates methodically, precisely, and effectively. Second, show her you're not playing, you're aware. Clearly demonstrate that you're not participating in someone else's game or conforming to imaginary rules. You're not seeking validation or pretending to be better than you are. Calmly and effortlessly, you say, "I'm not here trying to impress you. I arrived exactly as I am, no masks, no roles. If that's too much for someone, I'll still remain exactly who I am." There's no manipulation here. It's a maturity felt even in your silence. Understand something most men never will. You can't win a game you refuse to play. Real magic begins when you break the game itself, destroying it with your raw simplicity and authentic presence. Look around. Most men are actors, wrapping themselves in neat phrases and correct reactions, desperately trying to appear worthy. They believe the key to a woman is impressing her, gaining her approval. Pathetic. They fail to see that the moment they desperately seek her validation, they surrender all their power. They don't notice she's already lost interest. But you're different. You stand before her mentally naked. No masks, no embellishments. You say firmly, "I'm not trying to impress you. I'm simply here being myself." If that's overwhelming, then that's your issue, not mine. You hit her mind like a shockwave. You aren't afraid to showcase your intensity, your genuine masculine energy. You're not for everyone. You're an explosion, a challenge, an undeniable presence. And that's precisely why you're unforgettable. Third, Surprise her with precision, not flattery. Never utter shallow compliments like, "You're beautiful." The second you do, you become just another weak admirer she dismisses instantly. Women have heard that phrase countless times. It's meaningless noise. When you use such empty words, you degrade yourself. True influence begins with precision. Strike her at her core with something brutally honest and accurate. You look like a woman holding all her feelings tightly in a fist, but your fingers are already trembling. Watch her carefully. There's a sudden silence, maybe a shift in her gaze or subtle tension in her shoulders. She might pretend it hasn't affected her, maybe even laugh it off. But deep down, you know you've landed a critical blow. Women hate being seen through, but secretly crave exactly that. You've shattered her script, stolen her control. Now you're etched permanently into her story. Fourth, don't persuade. Step away. After delivering your impact, calmly step back. Leave space. Without urgency, you say clearly, "I'm not insisting. If you become interested, I'm around. And if not, it was still important for me to say this." This hits differently than anything she's heard before. It's respect she isn't accustomed to, making her reconsider everything. Most men panic here. They chase, push, beg, and in that desperate act, they lose everything. An S-rank lover never chases results. You ignite her imagination, deliver a precise blow, and then withdraw effortlessly, leaving behind only the echo of your presence. You leave her alone with her thoughts, elevating the bar so high she'll replay this moment repeatedly. Fifth, ask what she hides, even from herself. This moment demands true bravery. You must stare unflinchingly into the depths of her hidden truths. A woman isn't her smile, her words, or her practiced aloofness. A woman is defined by what she hides even from herself. Cut straight to her hidden vulnerability. Are you genuinely feeling nothing, or are you afraid to start feeling something? Your question shatters her internal narrative. She freezes, not externally, but deep inside. She may laugh, deflect, or even leave, but you've already triggered an unstoppable internal dialogue. You're now a voice she hears clearly, even in silence. Finally, show her you don't need her, you choose her. Never appear as one who begs, pleads, or desperately seeks a chance. You never wait in line, hoping to be picked. You are always the one choosing. Confidently, you declare, "I'm not asking for a chance. I'm simply offering you the rare opportunity to finally drop the mask you wear every single day." Then you walk away, leaving her to wrestle with these powerful words. An S-rank lover never waits for permission. He leaves his mark, sharp and unforgettable. You've become an exception, a man etched permanently into her mind, her body, and her memory. Now, this power is your weapon. Only one question remains. Will you wield it, or simply save it for later? Now you know exactly how to break her script without begging for her attention. Now you see where every other man fails before he even begins. They chase, they perform, they explain, they justify, and they always lose. But you move differently. You hold your ground. You let her feel the weight of your presence, without ever trying to convince her to stay. She doesn't remember the ones who tried too hard. She remembers the man who made her feel something she couldn't explain, the one who didn't ask for a place in her life, but still lives in her mind, rent-free. You don't ask to be chosen. You give her the chance to experience something rare, something she might never find again. The choice is always hers, but the control, that has been yours from the very beginning.